At 6:42 local time, the Venezuelan Navy thought they were tracking a fishing trawler. They were wrong. 2 miles off their patrol line, the ocean suddenly heaved upward, as if something massive was clawing its way from the deep. A second later, black steel punched through the surface, throwing seawater 30 feet into the air. No distress signal, no radio call, just a silent wall of American metal rising from nowhere. On board the Venezuelan Guayquerí patrol vessel, sonar screens spiked from quiet blue to screaming red. The operator froze. "Sir, we've got displacement at 086, large contact, rapid ascent." The captain couldn't answer right away. Everyone on that bridge could see what it was now. The sail of a U.S. Navy submarine breaking daylight. The boat wasn't drifting, it was staging. Every move deliberate, every bubble intentional. "General quarters," the captain snapped. "All stations track and log." Engines roared. The Venezuelan ship pivoted starboard to maintain a safe intercept angle. The coast now just 19 nautical miles behind him. But the sub didn't flinch. It sat there like it owned the water. Through binoculars, the hull's outline was clear. Sleek, black, nearly invisible against the glare. No hull number, no flag. But every sailor recognized what it was. A Virginia-class attack submarine. Nuclear-powered, fast, dead quiet until it decides not to be. For 3 minutes, there had been nothing but noise and wake. Now, absolute silence. Only the drip of seawater down the sub's sail broke the tension. "Distance 1.9 nautical miles, the navigator said. CPA closing." The captain exhaled. "Keep recording, no transmissions yet." The crew didn't know it yet, but the surfacing wasn't a mistake. It was a message, and every camera on that patrol ship was about to capture it. The Venezuelan Guayquerí patrol ship are no strangers to foreign shadows. Built with Italian systems but crewed by sailors trained on Soviet doctrine, she patrols Venezuela's northern coast as part of the country's Bolivarian security zone. On paper, her job is simple: keep foreign vessels honest. In reality, it means watching the world's most advanced navy operate just outside of her fence line. This morning, that Guayquerí was running a standard 12-hour patrol, 20 nautical miles off Puerto La Cruz, engines steady at 14 knots. Sonar sweeps were routine. The only chatter came from radar beacons and fishing vessels. Then, at 6:42, the ocean broke wide open. Now, the contact is fixed dead ahead. A Virginia-class submarine surfaced at bearing 086, distance 1.8 nautical miles. That's uncomfortably close for any Navy, especially when it's the U.S. Navy. Meanwhile, aboard the American vessel, procedures unfold with clockwork precision. Crew at surface watch stations. Communications silent, emission control set to minimum. The U.S. Navy calls this presence ops, showing the flag without saying a word. Legally, the submarine is clean. It's operating 12 nautical miles beyond Venezuela's territorial line, firmly in international waters. But politically, it's like parking a fighter jet at someone's front gate. For both sides, this isn't about territory anymore. It's about posture. And whoever blinks first decides what happens next. At 0647 local time, the standoff begins. The U.S. sub hasn't moved an inch since breaking the surface. No rotation of the sail, no change in heading, just a 7,800-ton wall of silent authority staring down a smaller, nervous patrol ship. Aboard the Guayquerí, the bridge is tense. Every officer's eyes flick between the sea and the tactical screens. The contact isn't just close, it's positioned dead amidships, the kind of angle that makes even experienced captains sweat. Range 1.6 nautical miles, the navigator reports. The captain replies flatly. Maintain course, 15 knots. Keep her on visual. Down in the Combat Information Center, the sonar operator adjusts gain settings to pick up any low-frequency shift from the sub. Nothing. No cavitation, no propeller wash. Whoever's commanding that boat is a professional. Then it happens. One faint ping. A clean, tight sonar pulse from the American side. Not aggressive, but unmistakable. The Venezuelan captain exhales through his nose. The English is perfect. Professional. Cold. Sir, they're holding depth 0 stationary, the sonar tech reports. Copy. Keep recording. Up top, sailors line the starboard deck, staring at the submarine less than 2 miles away. The black hull gleams under the rising sunlight. For some, it's the first time they've ever seen an American sub this close. To them, it looks like a weapon from another era. Smooth, huge, silent. The kind of machine built to end wars, not start them. On the American side, every move is deliberate. Cameras rolling, data logging each second of the encounter. Both ships are collecting everything. Bearing, distance, transmissions, wake patterns. Because in modern naval warfare, the battle isn't fought with missiles first. It's fought with evidence. By 6:52 a.m., the closest point of approach drops to 1.3 nautical miles. No one blinks. The Venezuelans hold position. The Americans hold silence. The sea between them is charged, still, and electric. This isn't a firefight, it's posture warfare. Precision chess, played on open water. To understand why a U.S. submarine would even surface this close to Venezuela, you have to zoom out, far beyond the radar screen. For months, the U.S. Navy has been running Operation Sentinel South, a maritime security mission aimed at intercepting drug routes and arms trafficking lines spreading across the Caribbean. These routes often sneak through international waters that Venezuela claims as part of its extended Bolivarian security zone. It's a gray zone, legal for navigation, political dynamite for Caracas. The United States calls it freedom of navigation. Venezuela calls it provocation. That's why encounters like this happen quietly, but often. They're never announced, rarely acknowledged, and always choreographed down to the inch. The submarine's sudden surfacing isn't an accident. It's a controlled display. It's a message that says we can operate anywhere, anytime, and you'll never know until we decide that you should know. Virginia-class submarines specialize in this. They can stay submerged for months, run completely silent, and track surface vessels without ever being detected. When they surface near a patrol zone, it's not because they're trapped. It's because they've already seen everything they needed to see. For Venezuela, that's the problem. The country's Navy relies on limited sonar coverage and coastal surveillance aircraft designed for smugglers, not submarines. When an American boat rises inside visual range, it's not just presence. It's proof of surveillance. Both nations know the stakes. Neither wants an incident, but both need to show strength. For Washington, it's law enforcement at sea. For Caracas, it's sovereignty. And between them lies a thin line. Invisible border, one wave away from a diplomatic crisis. 6:57 local time, tension hits the ceiling. The U.S. submarine still hasn't moved in 15 minutes. It sits there, half-submerged, command sail pointing straight toward the Venezuelan patrol ship like a drawn sword. Every second it stays exposed feels deliberate, and every sailor watching knows it. Range 1.2 nautical miles, the navigator reports. The captain's voice is steady, but his grip on the bridge rail isn't. Hold course. Keep weapons cold. On the Guy Carey's deck, 50 caliber gunners stand by. not aiming, just showing readiness. Cameras roll. Radios hum on low volume. Every movement is being logged for headquarters. Then, without warning, the submarine shifts. A slow roll to port, no more than 10 degrees. But in naval language, that's a paragraph worth of meaning. "Sir, she's turning toward us," the watch officer says quietly. The Venezuelan captain glances at the bearing indicator. 084, now 083. They're being painted. Not by radar, but by alignment. A warship doesn't point its bow without purpose. He reacts with a move straight from the playbook. A parallel course adjustment, bringing his ship to 15 knots and sliding laterally across the sub's beam. Not threatening, but close enough to show that he's not backing down. Inside the sub, the U.S. crew watches through high-definition optics. Every camera, every acoustic sensor, every radar emission from the Venezuelan vessel is being captured. They're not provoking, they're recording. The captain of the sub knows that Caracas monitors these videos for later propaganda. He's giving them exactly what they came for. A picture of American power that breaks no rules. Back on the Gaikari, adrenaline spikes. The executive officer leans over the bridge console. CPA 1.0 nautical miles. "Steady," the captain orders. His eyes lock on the sub. It's a standoff. One wrong word, and the ocean changes color. Then finally, movement. The submarine tilts slightly, nose dipping beneath the surface. No radio call, no flare, just descent. Bubbles roll off its hull like smoke, white foam collapsing in its wake. In 20 seconds, it's gone. The sea closes over as if nothing ever happened. The Venezuelan radar shows a faint trace for 3 heartbeats, then silence. The ocean swallows the world's quietest threat and takes the tension with it. 0703 local time, the ocean is calm again, but the adrenaline hasn't gone anywhere. On the Gaikari's bridge, no one speaks for several seconds. The radar shows only scatter. The sonar display, once bright with contact signatures, fades to clean blue. The American submarine has disappeared just as quietly as it arrived. The captain breaks the silence first. "Mark down last known coordinates, save all logs." His tone is flat, professional, but every sailor on the deck knows that they just brushed against something far larger than themselves. The Venezuelan ship maintains speed for another 10 minutes or so, scanning, sweeping, and trying to reacquire the contact. Nothing. The ocean has erased it. On the American side, the submarine is already 200 feet below, sliding back into silence. Acoustic sensors confirm no pursuit. The mission log notes the encounter, the position, and the response time of the Venezuelan vessel. Every byte of data is encrypted and sent through a narrowband buoy link to U.S. Southern Command. Up top, the Venezuelan crew begins to relax, slow, cautious, not trusting the quiet. Encounters like this rarely make the news, but they do redefine the balance of power in the Caribbean. The U.S. Navy calls them gray zone operations, shows of strength that never cross into open conflict. Every second of today's encounter was recorded, logged, and analyzed. Because in modern naval warfare, victory isn't about firing first, it's about being there first. Control of the sea doesn't win by noise, it wins by presence. And this morning, presence belonged to the United States. For the Venezuelan crew, it's a story they'll tell for years. For the U.S. Navy, it's just another patrol. Another silent lesson, delivered in steel. So here's the question for you. If you were in command of that Venezuelan patrol ship, would you have turned away or held your course? Drop your answer in the comments. I do read every one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next real-world naval encounter. And if you want to go a step further and support the channel here directly, please join the fleet. You'll get loyalty badges, priority responses, and you'll help us bring more true maritime stories to the surface. Just go over to our channel page, click join, and get on board. I'll see ya in the next one.